Wagwan.
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 Yeah.
Wagwan.
Guan.
Wagwan.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's better.
That's
the
better.
closest we
That'll
get.
do.
Wagwan, people!
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Listen,
Yeah.
we are here forever, Arsenal. Jack is not doing his thing. Look, he's on his phone. I think that's a fine. I think, like, Curtis is also on his phone. Do you know
quit.
what they're doing?
I'm here today
They're
to say
trying
I
to get
quit.
comments because they forgot their comments of the day. But I've had them on here. Quickly got on, and I've just seen them doing it. He's still going, like, you know what I mean?
Still going.
So, and listen, the reason why they're not getting their phones and everything done is because we're on time.
Finally.
On time. Finally.
What do you think the reason is?
I have no clue, can you? Have you got a clue why that is?
I don't know. I mean, you guys told me you guys do the show every week, so I wouldn't really be able to point out the elephant in the room.
Have we actually started?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see, guys. Guys at home.
Focus.
Guys at home, I'm not focused. It's because Robbie's not here, but yeah, we got a decent replacement lined up, you know?
I'm back.
I'm excited for it.
Do you know what Kenya said to me yesterday? Because we was all here late last night. Do you know, we get all that excuse, oh, I've been doing this and I've been doing that. We was here till gone 11 o'clock last night. Yeah. Last thing Kenya said, make sure we're here at 11. And, you know, that is what a boss should do.
Yeah.
But our boss doesn't do that.
No, he turns up when he wants.
Turns out when he wants.
No, you know what though? Before we do get into it, I think we do have to
big him up.
Have to big him up, man.
Oh,
yeah.
That interview is a bit of a full circle moment, wasn't it? I think you said that in the group. It was like everything that happened with Wenger, and to see him interviewing him, I thought was, you know, that's a huge sort
That's
of.
unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it just looked amazing in front of all those people. So yeah, well done to him, man. It looked good. I watched the video actually. He handled it well.
You know what makes it even worse? And listen, you know, it's fantastic. They could have done it at the Emirates or something. Like, he's had to go out to the sun and have nice 4 days out there, like, you know what I mean? To just rub it in.
You was there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
hold on. What about us?
Wait, a
You know
couple
what I
of
mean?
weeks
We
ago,
had seen
had to zoom
sunshine.
you in.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You was here on a computer screen.
Oh, no, but
35
yeah,
degrees.
I'll get a little
Mate,
bit
he was
jet-lag.
rivaling you in colour. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just had a
man.
full-on tan.
When's the last time us three
Exactly.
went
Come
on
on,
holiday? You know what I mean?
Well, I
We've
just
been holding
you know,
it down.
4 days in the sun as well, like, and living it up. As
You
well.
wanted to go with him, didn't you? That's the thing.
I'd have carried his bags, yeah. I would have done. I'd have been cameraman or something. like, you know.
Yeah.
Do we reckon he turned up time for the Arsène Wenger on time for the Arsène Wenger interview, or do you reckon he made him
Well,
wait?
that's a great point. I bet he did. I bet he was there.
Yeah.
I bet he was early. I bet he was early.
Yeah, I bet he was
I'd
early.
love
you know.
to know that if he was. Like,
Probably
you know
woke
what I
up early and all that, to be honest.
mean?
But
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon he would have.
But it was good. Can't lie.
Yeah.
Can't lie. Arsène Wenger, like, you know.
Legend.
He's it also makes Robbie the second man to sit down and have a chat with Arsène Wenger on this podcast after, you know, yours truly, you know.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Where did you do that?
I've had a sit down with Arsène. It was actually in Qatar as well, in February.
It's like a common theme here, isn't it?
So like we say, half the podcast is met Arsène.
I'm now understanding why you're on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got this CV.
It's fine, yeah.
But we didn't
So
know.
how'd that
think
come
we didn't
about?
even
then?
know.
Come on in,
They're
like,
calling
you know,
me
you
an
can't just
industry
reveal
plant.
that and then-
Industry plant.
You're not beating the allegations.
Nah.
Like,
Have you got any evidence of this?
I do have evidence. I can actually show you right now. Sorry
'cause
to
you
the
could
guys
just be-
watching on screen, but
could just be yapping.
Give me 5 seconds. We obviously have me and the wonderful Thierry here. That
We've
that was
seen
there.
that.
We've seen that one.
With the baby
You know,
shirt.
Me and Sir Arsène.
Is that not AI?
That's
No, that don't look real,
it's so
man.
disrespectful.
You know what I mean? That
He's
don't
got
look
his
real.
sunglasses on.
Innit? Why are you taking pictures like that with him
Yeah,
as well?
that's so disrespectful, like, you know.
You know what I mean? You're supposed
Like
to take
you're in a
your
rap
hat
video.
off. Yeah.
We were having fun. We were talking. I showed him my lovely Arsenal tattoo and told him how much the club means to me. He looked at me and nodded and looked like he wanted to leave. But, you know, I had a great time. It was brilliant. But no, big up to Robbie. And of course, it was really good seeing him out there. So we can dig into him for a bit. But, you know, as the cup says, guys, he's still Don Robbie. He's still Don Robbie, and he's proved that sitting up there with Arsenal.
He has proved that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You lot trying to cozy up to him. You're just trying to keep your
He's
jobs.
trying to get a pay rise, isn't he? You know what I mean?
I'm the
I
new
think,
guy, you
like,
know.
Do you know what I think? The one thing that fascinates me about the interview is that there was a lot, obviously, when the Arsène Wenger in-out sort of stuff was about. Like, you know, the channel was very prominent in all that because, you know, fans were having their say and everything like that. But he's not took it personally or whatever. He's, you know, he knows what it is and what it's all about, to be a fan and just got on with it. Like,
You know what? I one time had a conversation with Lacazette after a game. He was at the traffic lights, and he said, he said, "Oh, I like the channel." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "If I've played bad, I don't mind a fan telling me that I've played bad." And he said, "When I play well, they're going to tell me I've played well." So he goes, "I have to take the rough with the smooth."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought, nowadays, people, if you criticise a player for a bad performance, you've got an agenda.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But they don't, all them weeks when you're celebrating them, and that's how football is, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? And that's the funny thing about football, isn't it? Like, look at Eze, for instance. The hero against Spurs, and and then messes up against Aston Villa, the villain against the villain. Like, you know what I mean? In a game against Aston Villa, but I think most of us, like, you're all right, he's made a mistake, but you forgive him, like, you know what I mean? He
was on the bench for 90 yesterday. Do you think that was his punishment, or did he need a rest?
I said that after that mistake, I feel like I said, if he missed an open goal, if he messed up a pass, I think he's straight back in. When you don't mark your man, when it's the working hard, when it's the work ethic thing, I think Arteta, like, I used to get onto Aubameyang for that, when Aubameyang wouldn't track back certain times, and all of a sudden Aubameyang's out the team, and where's Aubameyang going and stuff like that. I don't think we'll ever get to that with Eze, especially so far it's early in his career, but I do think that it might have been a bit of a shock to Eze, like, wow, Crystal Palace could probably get away with that, but it's just one of them things adapting to a big club. But I think, like Lee said, even back in the day on the AFTV cams and the prominence of that and stuff, I think we all just want our players to give 10 out of 10 every week.
Exactly.
If our players are performing like Maradona every week, we're going to have nothing to say. We want that to happen. It's not like we're waiting for... I'm not sat... No matter what the viewers might believe, I'm not sat here waiting for Eze to mess up. I want Eze to score a hat-trick every week if possible.
Of course, you know what I mean?
It's that thing of, like, we're fans at the end of the day. If we weren't passionate in it and we were just like, oh, we lost, okay. What's the point in watching the game?
And the thing with me with Arsène Wenger, every single time I wanted him to do well.
Yeah,
and even though, like, I knew that probably it was time for him to go, I still, please prove me wrong, Arsène. Go out there and do it, like, And so I always wanted him to do well. Like, I know that there were fans saying, "Oh, let's hope we lose again, so they can get him out." I was never in that sort of camp, like, and I look back on it now. Some things that I do, I regret saying and whatever, but. Ultimately, you know what I mean, he was a good manager for us, and you look. Time's a funny thing, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was raw at once. So I remember his last game. Remember his last game? Lots of fans walked out and didn't want to be a part of that. But now I think there's a certain time.
Do you know what? I think Wenger is. I think when you look at him, it almost feels like a family member.
Yeah.
As an Arsenal fan, I felt like growing up, he was like, he's like part of us. I remember people in school going, "Are Arsenal named after Arsène Wenger?" And he was like, but I almost feel like he stayed too long.
Yeah.
And the fact that he hasn't gone into another manager's job, I think shows you that he was done as a manager. And
does that surprise you that he never become another? More so on the international scene than anything.
He could have maybe took a national job. I thought a lot more laid back, but
I think he might have looked at it and said, "I've basically dedicated a lifetime at Arsenal, and I've done all these amazing things. Like, I'm a Premier League legend, I'm an Arsenal legend. Like, it maybe didn't end the way that he would have wanted, but like, he's probably looked at it like, I've done my contributions to football. Like, I know obviously, like, if you look at Klopp, like, Klopp hasn't gone into another job after doing something kind of similar at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? He's kind of gone into this really broad role of maybe helping clubs, but not actually managing a club.
Can I ask you a serious question, because like, you're a little bit younger than us. Like, what is your like overriding fault of Arsène Wenger? Because like, you probably weren't there for the glory days, were you? Like, you know what I mean? So like for me, like, I've seen all the unbelievable times, and I've seen the bad times as well. Like, but for a younger generation, what's that?
I think for me, like, personally, obviously when I was growing up, I guess when our glory years sort of ended, I'd say the first season I fully remember watching from the start was probably the Eduardo season. You see, when he got the leg break against Birmingham, and I think we're about 5 points clear at the top, 26 games in, and you had the William Gallas moment and stuff like that. That's probably the first season I fully remember. And I think once you watch it and you sort of get into Arsenal, I sort of wanted to know, how did we get here? What is the reason we're here? The Invincibles, why were they so good? And you sort of do a little deeper look into that if you are a big football fan. And when I learned about the stuff Arsene did with the dietary and the sort of everyone doubting him, who's this random manager we've brought in, no one really wanted him, and signings, etc., spending a lot of money at them times on certain players that maybe weren't as now renowned, and we're sort of thinking, what's going on with our club? And realising he was sort of against the odds in the football world at that time and coming through it, I guess sort of for me said, oh, he can do it. Who am I to doubt him when the whole world doubted him and he went invincible? So I guess I had that sort of leeway for him at the start. But I guess for me, maybe it did get a bit more toxic in my thoughts towards him, probably after the FA Cup win against Hull. I thought that would have been the time to go, because at that point it would have been about, 8 years for me without seeing us win a trophy. Obviously the League Cup final, Obafemi Martins, etc. I had all that heartbreak. We won the FA Cup, and I think at the time, maybe Klopp was available at the time. I think it was just before he went to Liverpool. I think there was images of Klopp at the Emirates at one point coming to watch us play Dortmund at home, and I sort of thought, that Jurgen Klopp, it'd be great to come in. Arsene, I don't want to sack you, but it'd be great. You've won your trophy. Let's go. And I sort of do feel like he might have overstayed his welcome a bit, but then at the same time, who am I to judge someone that's brought so much for the club? So I was never in the phase of, I wanted to lose games or I desperately wanted him out or anything like that. I think it's more like you said, when now he's gone and you look back at what he has done, when you're not in the moment and you're not watching it every week, you can sort of appreciate it more. It's all when you don't see a good friend for ages and then you see them again, you're like, mate, remember all them times and stuff like that. It sort of feels like that with him. In the moment, I guess, maybe because I hadn't experienced the highs and highs, I never knew what the standard was with Arsene as much, whereas a lot of you guys might have been comparing him to the standards you were used to, where you're competing out and out for Premier Leagues and stuff every week, Champions League finals, etc. Whereas I'm only used to, could we win the league, top four, or FA Cup? So I'm only used to that. So anything above and beyond that was always an extra and a bonus to me. But I don't know about you, Kenya.
Yeah, well, I feel like for me, it's really strange, looking back to how I kind of got into watching football. Because obviously, when I was growing up, my dad would take us to FA Cup games. That was more so. I remember he took my brother to that FA Cup final for his birthday and stuff like that. So I kind of had positive feels about Arsène Wenger. It was okay, we're winning the FA Cups and we're getting in the top four and stuff like that, but we still have some good moments in the league. We're winning the FA Cup. We've won it 14 times. You know what I mean? We're just head over heels in that. But I don't know. I think because I kind of grew up with the channel.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
It's really different. So I grew up with the channel and from seeing my dad just loved Arsène Wenger. The way he just spoke about him, it was one of his biggest heroes, him, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, always talks about it. So it was really strange to almost see people come on the channel and be I want Arsène Wenger out. I don't it was a complete 180 from what I grew up kind of hearing and seeing. And then watching people come on every week and be nah, he's not it. I'd rather us lose games so we can get him out. So it was I don't know. It was really strange, experiencing it, because I kind of saw it from two different sides.
Ways.
Yeah.
Got to ask the question now, because we just brought that up there. What was it like growing up at school with the channel?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, I'd say, okay, so the channel started, I think I was year 7 maybe. I was just starting secondary school probably.
So you've gone into secondary school, no one really knows.
Yeah, and you know what, when the channel first started, I will never forget when my dad did his first video in our living room. I was watching EastEnders. He comes in, turns all the TVs off, turns the Wi-Fi off. No, I need all this because I need to shoot a video. I was you don't need to turn the Wi-Fi off to shoot a video. He knew nothing about technology. So it was just so strange. And it was kind of at the time, oh, this is just a hobby that my dad does. I already know he goes home and away, whatever, that's his thing. But this is just something that he's doing. My dad is already an eccentric person. He's into music and all that stuff. This is just another one of his things. And for a good part of secondary school, it wasn't that deep. It was still a small channel. And then I just remember one time, I think maybe in year 11 or something, I was doing food tech, or I think I forgot my PE kit. And I called up my dad, can you bring my PE kit in, please? And he was yeah. So I come down and it's break time. And I swear I saw about hundreds of people stood at the reception oh my God, who's that? And I was what are they on about? And it was my dad. And I was what the hell? And it was people that I would been going to school with for ages were I can't believe your dad does this. I watch him every night. And I was whoa, this is crazy. And it was just, it was so strange. And then even going to uni, I remember when my first year flatmates found out who my dad was, they went crazy. They were I can't believe you've been living with us for about 5 months. You've never mentioned this. I was was I supposed to mention this? Honestly, it was just it was a really strange thing, going from just a normal kid to oh my God, your dad's this. And it was whoa, but I'm used to it now.
Yeah, sure.
That's great insight.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Because people don't see all that, do they?
Nah, don't see all that, you know what I mean? So
Even when we're on the tour, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
He gets mobbed, like
sometimes it's hard
mobbed.
to remember because for me it's like, why are you like? It's not that deep.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
my dad, but like we get stopped everywhere, and like I guess like obviously for me it's different because obviously he's my dad. Like for me and my siblings, it's like yo, what the hell? But to other people, it's like, oh, we watch him every day, like, and I'm like, don't get the hype, but okay.
Sorry, it is, mate. I remember coming out of Philadelphia, you know, when we played there a couple of years ago. Played Liverpool. Yeah. And in the end, I had to have security for safety reasons to get me out because it was just like absolutely mob-like, you know what I mean? And I had the security guards getting me outside because it was dangerous for the public and all that, which is mad.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Mad. Like, well, it was like, you know, yeah, you felt like royalty, like, you know what I mean? They had all the security going, well, I've got to get you out because it's like for safety issues, you know what I mean? Because there could have been a crush or something like it. It was completely and utterly mad, like, you know.
It gets intense. Like, I think, obviously, I've not really experienced that side of it, but I've seen yourself, Lee, and Robbie especially, like, get mobbed and get asked for pictures every 5 seconds. And what I will say is someone who's maybe, like, I do a lot of work behind the scenes in football and stuff, and I see a lot of people get frustrated by that a lot, and a lot of people maybe don't care about doing all the pictures and getting mobbed and stuff, but you know, I'll give you your one compliment, Lee. I've never seen you turn down a photo. You're always in good moods. You might have stuff going on or something that maybe we all don't know about, but I've always seen you in the street. Like I said from the other episode, a guy in the Poundland shop. Yeah, no worries, mate. Come on, let's get a picture. I think you've met my little brother, I think, on the way to an Arsenal game.
The other day, like, yeah.
Happy to take a picture of him, give him a little chat. And like I've seen, for example, to my little brother, what it meant getting a photo of you to him was like, oh my God, Jack, I met Lee. Oh my goodness. It's so happy to when you see how much it makes their day just for like a 5 seconds.
Well, do you know how I feel about it? I don't know if you feel about it. If you meet a player and you get a photo, it makes me feel good all day. So I feel like if I can return that compliment, it's great and all that. Like, it's a lot harder to do when you've just lost against Villa and people are asking for photos. But you have to do it. Like, it's one of the
imagine meeting Noni Madueke after those goals he scored last night.
Wow.
Yeah, last night.
Let's talk about company.
we haven't even spoken about football.
Let's talk about Club Brugge because obviously we've gone away now, and that's 6 Champions League wins in a row. You know, we've conceded 1 goal. We're top of the Champions League group phase. We're already qualified into the next round. So the next 2 games we can be a bit more relaxed in those. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Tell me what you thought about
Magic. For me, that you know, perfect response after Villa.
Yeah.
Right, that was one thing. Like, we've got to do that again on Saturday. Though I want to see us do that sort of performance against Wolves, so that it actually that defeat hasn't knocked the mentality of the team and all that. But I thought it was very, very positive, and also what was really good, changed a lot of players about and still coasted to a win. Wow, you know what I mean, 6 out of 6. You know, and you've seen other teams struggle a little bit to get results against the so-called lesser sides in that competition.
Look at PSG last night. They drew 0-0 with Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah, and we beat them 2-0.
Yeah, Athletic Bilbao didn't even have any shots at goal.
Yeah, and we was comfortable over there, you know what I mean? So, and the you've just mentioned it there, Kenya. The key for me now is, you know, with a bit of luck, if we can beat Crystal Palace in the Cup, in January we'll have 2 League Cup ties semi-finals. Lots, you know, the FA Cup coming into it and everything like that. But in these 2 games now, we can rest everybody that we're guaranteed we're in the top 8, and I think we need 1 win out of 2 to guarantee the top of the shop.
Yeah.
So we can rotate in these couple of games, and where other teams have still got a little bit of work to do. And I don't care what anybody says. Champions League games are intense, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you know, fair play to the team and. Wow, Noni yesterday. What was the best goal yesterday, do you think?
Noni's first.
Yeah, I think
that goal is unbelievable.
Yeah.
When he drove past the first 2 guys, I was like, come on now, make a good decision. When he hit it, I swear I was in silence.
Yeah.
And it hit the bar, the Tony Yeboah crossbar and in. I was like, oh my, what a goal. Because that's the thing I've been saying with Noni the whole time. The end product's not quite, but what a goal. Martinelli's was a great goal as well.
Fantastic.
You know, and he got better after the goal. Because before the goal, I thought, he's not having the best of games. Then he scored the goal and then he just was going past the fullback for fun after that. So, yeah, the Noni first one, though, for me. I think with Zubimendi's volley, that's the goal of the season.
Yeah.
For Arsenal.
Forgot about that volley.
There's a better goal than
what,
that.
Against Forest?
Forest at home.
They're the 2 best goals I've seen for us.
Think about
We don't
it.
shoot from outside the box.
thought
Well, no,
Martinelli's
Trossard
goal.
versus Sunderland, I'd say I love that goal.
Oh,
that was a great
yeah,
goal.
that's good.
Oh, that is
I
a
don't
good
think
one.
that's better than Zubby's volley and Nani's.
I think the technique for
Nani's
Zubby's-
gone past two players
Yeah, true
first
say.
and then
It's up
barring
there,
in. It is up there, yeah, definitely.
I thought Martinelli's was spectacular.
Yeah,
It
it's
was.
fantastic.
I just think it's not taking anything away from it. I think it's easier to do than Nani's.
Yeah, where he beat
Nani's
the
on
two
the
man,
run
that's
as
what it
well.
was.
He's gone past two and drilled it with his laces. And the crossbar and in, I don't know what it is
Yeah.
about the
Yeah,
bar. It
when
just
hits
looks
the
a
bar
bit
and in,
more like
it's more aesthetic, man.
Arteta. Did you see Arteta was like talking
was
to
like-
thing, and he was like, he couldn't, like, I don't know if you even saw him
Yeah,
score it.
I don't know if you saw what Martinelli said. They sort of asked him, because I think that's 5 Champions League games in a row. Martinelli
First
scored
player
in now.
to do it, for us.
Yeah,
5 in a row.
And it's sort of like maybe one of the players we've looked at this season where we're going, we're not too sure about him in the league. Obviously, he comes off the bench, has a good game. We're like, let's start him. We're a bit like, maybe we should have benched him. We've sort of had that all about him. But Martinelli himself said today, I think they asked him, why do you love the Champions League? And he said, teams don't park the bus, were his words, exact words that he used. And I don't know if that's just showed last night where Madueke, someone who's not got a goal or assist in the Premier League for us in 9 appearances. Martinelli, who can't find the net consistently for us in the Premier League, looked quite poor against Villa. Where they get so much space in the Champions League, they must just love it. And that's why we're seeing the end product in that. I don't think it matters who the opposition is. Like we see, we battered Atletico. I think just the Champions League in general, I think teams want to win more. Where you know you can't settle for a draw, you're going to get knocked out, etc. I think teams go for it more, which just gives us so much more space. So where our team is so used to just sitting, camping on that edge of the box, going from the right to Ødegaard's side, all the way around to Calafiori and Martinelli, I think for them to just be unleashed, like Madueke, he just got the ball and ran. Martinelli, he's got the amount of times I saw him just try it, take on his man, or he tried. He might not have done it successfully, but he had space to do it.
Yeah.
And I think the Champions League just helps our wingers a lot. I mean, Saka, when he came on, I don't know, man. Madueke, for me, starts next game. I don't know about you guys, but I think while he's hot, just keep him at it. I think he needs to get that league goal. He needs that league assist. And bottom of the league, maybe one win, haven't got a win this season.
Oh, that's a bit.
It's a big call.
It's a big call. But
What I agree with him is I don't think Nani should be dropped.
Yeah.
Whether you play both of them. But to me, I think Nani's, I'm not saying you put him above Saka or anything, but he's just had the best game he's probably had for Arsenal. He don't deserve to be benched.
I think it's a good shout because I think you're giving the likes of probably Declan Rice and Saka sort of a 10-day break really, if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like before, there's loads and loads of games coming up afterwards. So I don't think it would be a bad thing.
Yeah, it's just a break, really, isn't it?
You know what I mean? To see that, and then when you've got like Everton away, which is going to be a real tough game, those two guys are going to be fresh.
Yeah.
I think it's good talking about the positives and obviously great result, some great performances. There's one thing.
We know.
One thing-
We know.
Wait, before you even get to that,
We know who he's going to
Yeah.
say. We know what he's going to talk about already.
before you get to a negative, right?
Calm him down.
I want to ask a question.
Calm me down, go on.
Yeah, I want to ask a question first, and
Go
it's
for it.
about Christian Norgard. I mean, he played centre back last night. I saw someone put out a tweet saying the last time he played centre back was for Brentford in 2020 in the Championship.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what you thought about his
I thought he done well.
centre back.
Considering he hasn't hardly played and all that, like, he done really well. And I wouldn't have ever thought about it. Is that the negative of it? That Timber travelled and didn't play. Oh, that was a bit of a worry.
he said he got a knock, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said he got a knock against Villa.
So why take him out?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. You know, maybe he
Which
could
is a
have
bit
left
of a
him.
worry.
Yeah, I suppose the good thing is that we're playing Wolves. You know, even if Timber doesn't play, we should be all right. But the problem is, when he says days, it seems to be weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, Saliba will be back in days. We're at 3 weeks
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Would you play Norgard? Say like if Timber's not available,
Yeah.
would you play Norgard then at centre half?
Yeah.
Well, who else are you going to
Play
play?
him and
You got
cap
that
it.
Sam-
Play Ben White.
Calafiori is suspended, remember,
Yeah.
for Wolves, so he can't play. You don't really have another... Unfortunately, we've got so many centre-backs out. He'd actually be the only option unless you put Declan Rice in centre-back.
Yeah, Ben White's had a good run of games now that he's not had in a while. So, I mean, playing him for another game after playing again might be a bit of a stretch for him. We don't want to injure him. I think Norgard, the best compliment I could play him is that I didn't really notice him last night. I didn't really notice him do anything right or wrong, which is probably a good thing for a centre-back. Whereas when I saw Timber play at centre-back, obviously much better player overall, but I did notice him run out and turn into right back mode a few times against Villa where his head got a bit hot and he went forwards, and I feel like Norgard's a lot more. He's not going to do that. He is going to sit back, and obviously he's good on the ball where he's used to being a midfielder, so maybe he'll help us in that build-up that we like with Saliba being out. But, I mean, the first hope is Saliba's back. Like we said, we were told it would be a couple of days, and it could be, 4 or 5 games missed if he's out of Wolves as well. So I think that's the main thing, getting Saliba back. But I don't know if it is a bad one and they just don't want to let us know because of the Gabriel injury, and they don't want us to go into panic mode of both your centre-backs are out for weeks and weeks. But
it's starting to become panic mode because you don't know anything. Like, I'd rather be told, like, well, God forbid anyways, he's out for a couple of weeks. I'd rather just know that than rather every week sit here in a starting 11 saying, right, I want Saliba to play and he's nowhere to be seen. Because it's kind of like, well, what's going on here? Is it a serious injury? What is it? It's better to know.
We had that Gyokeres, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like a little knock and,
exactly.
4 weeks.
4 weeks, and it was, you know, I still don't know what he had injury. Was it? Someone said a groin, someone said hamstring.
that's a great segue though into what I wanted to say.
Just let him
let me say,
let the dog off the lead.
guys, £70 million. 65 add-ons, okay, £65 million.
Yeah, you're just adding peeps.
100, he's going to misquote me. I got 98 goals in 102 games. Around that, don't quote me, 5 here, 5 there. He's had a couple runs in the game. He's been used as a sub. He's been not used as a sub. He's had an injury. He's come back from injury. He's been put in for 20 minutes. He's been put in for 5 minutes. He's been given a start. He's been given 45 minutes. He's played with Eze. He's played with Trossard. He's played with Madueke. He's played with Saka. He's played with Ødegaard. I've not seen too much of Mr. Victor Gyokeres yet. And I think last night was sort of the thing of, I did not notice him at all when he played. I thought he didn't offer too many runs. I thought he didn't offer too much. And I know we can laugh, and obviously it is still his first season in the Premier League, and I get that. But if you said to any of us sat here at the start in the summer window, yeah, we're going to sign Gyokeres, he's going to be a striker. He's going to get 3-4 goals for you. That's about it. He's going to do nothing else. We'd all be sitting there going, you're crazy. No way. Look, think for how many chances we create. He's just going to tap them in. It's going to be easy for him. And I think the biggest telling point for me was last night. He came off the pitch and Gabriel Jesus, who has not kicked a football in nearly a year, came on. And I think I saw him get about 4 or 5 chances in 20 minutes. He hit the post. He had a couple saved, couple link-up play. He was making runs. I saw him, Saka and Martinelli, sort of that fluid front three. Saka was in the middle. Jesus was on the left at one point, and everything just seemed to click and Jesus didn't score. He didn't get a goal, he didn't get an assist, but I saw stuff. And that is my main point with Gyokeres. It's getting to the point now where what's the excuse? It's not injury because he's back now. Is it service? But we've tried him with all our different wingers. He's still not seeming to get chances. And I said to my friend Emmanuel last night that he's not missed any chances. Gyokeres has not missed any chances. He's not missing chances, but he's not getting any. But how comes Marino and Trossard and Jesus seem to get chances? Like, what are we doing with him on the pitch to stop him getting chances? I don't get it. Like, that's my run over, but there's got to be something, guys. We've got to look a bit
critical. First thing I'll
critical.
say about it, right, is, and this does make me laugh, and I'm sure Arsenal won 3-0. Well, what can we look to have a criticism for? What can we do? Gyokeres hasn't scored and we can go down that route. We just won 3-0 in the Champions League, but we've got to look for negatives. But I can't argue with anything Jack said. The one thing that worries me about you as a striker, it doesn't look like he's going to get a chance. Every time the ball goes across, he's never there. And as you say, Jesus has had 2 or 3 chances, looked more dangerous. What is it like? You know what I mean? I always think like, look, listen, we're scoring goals, so it's not such a pain. But he doesn't get into any goal-scoring positions. That's what it seems for me like, and I don't know why that is.
Can I make a slight defence of him then, yeah? Because for me, look, we sat here a few years ago when Aubameyang was leaving, and people were saying he's washed up. He went to Barcelona and scored loads of goals there, and he's even bagging goals now at Marseille. Ultimately, when you look at Arteta's time at Arsenal, no out-and-out number 9 has thrived under him. The ones that play well for him are the false 9s who drop in and move and go and link up play. Even Marino's look better. I think we can all see that Gyokeres is struggling. There's no doubt about it. Like he just, I think at the Burnley game, he'd sort of reached the point you thought it's starting to click.
Yeah, he looked good that day.
Then he gets injured for 4 weeks. He's come back. He's had maybe 2 of his worst performances, the Villa game and then last night. But I still don't think that our system suits him. I don't think we do create a lot of chances for him. And I know what you're saying, like Jesus has come on and had a few shots, but you look at, like we were saying there, weren't we? That last 20 minutes of games open up. he's having that like first 60 minutes fighting defenders, and then Jesus comes on. It's like, right, now I can enjoy the fruits of your labour kind of thing. So I think Arteta must have known what kind of striker he was when he bought him. So you've got to then have a plan of how am I going to get the best out of him. I reckon if Gyokeres was playing for Man City, he'd be scoring goals because their game is built around their striker. You're the main man, the focus is on you. I actually don't think it's a coincidence. Our wingers tend to score goals when Gyokeres is playing because it's almost like the focus attention's on him and the two wide players get 1v1 and go and enjoy themselves. So he is struggling. He has to adapt and we have to adapt. But I don't think we're 4 months into the season. He's missed a month through injury and we've had 2 international breaks. I think it's too early for fans to be piling on him because, we had Havertz for maybe 2 years up front and Arteta saying, sing the song to him, he scored a penalty. So we were giving him patience and he'd played in the league before. So I think Gyokeres needs a bit of time. However, if we get to the end of the season and we're still in this situation, you've got to act like a big club then and say, okay, we're going to sign another striker and you might end up on the bench. That happens in football. We can't sit there for ages waiting for him. But
how long are you going to give him then before you start making a decision?
I mean,
I think it depends on what happens. Like, as Curtis says, right, let's say we won the league, but and he scores 10 goals, but it's still not really what we bought you for because Havertz is scoring at least 10 goals. Do you know what I mean? I'd look at it and be like, okay, I'm going to give you next season and see. But if we get to the end of this season and we haven't won anything, and I'm like, we've bought you to be the guy to score those goals that last season we couldn't score in those moments that maybe a Saka or a Martinelli couldn't produce, right? We've brought you in as the target man to carry us through those games, and you haven't done it. I'm agreeing with Curtis. You've got to look in that summer then and say, well, Gabriel Jesus is basically going to leave. We need to get somebody else in to challenge you because you're obviously not up to the paces yet. We're talking about someone as well who he won an award for the most goals scored in Europe. He's not an idiot. He's not rubbish. Do you know what I mean? We've seen it in the Champions League against Man City. Do you know what I mean? We've seen it on the big stage. We know what he's capable of. But I just think, I'm with Curtis. I think it depends on how the season ends. But if we get to the end of the season and we're still kind of saying the same things, I'll be like, yo, we got to move like a big club here. We got to.
That's the thing. Yeah. I think you said it well. Like, if we win the league and he scores 3 goals, I don't care. Like, I literally don't care. I don't care. I don't care if David Raya scores the winning goal in the season. I don't care who scores. It's more the point of we've brought him in to be a finisher. Yeah, at the start of the summer, when we're looking at strikers and people going, I want Sesko, I want Gyokeres, he's not going to score, he's going to do this. None of us were sat here thinking either of them. Well, Sesko's not done great, obviously injuries as well. Yeah. But none of us would have sat here and gone, he's only going to have 4 goals by this stage in the season. Yeah. And I think we'd be lying if we said we are. And I get the whole settling in point, but it's more the point of he's not a 21-year-old. This is a veteran, 27, 28-year-old who's been he's been in the Championship, he's been in Europe, he's played in the Champions League. Like you say, he's won an award for most goals in Europe. We shouldn't be treating him like a baby. Like, we shouldn't be treating him the same way we treat a Wanyeri or a Lewis Skelly. We've bought him in for a lot of money. We pay him a lot of money every week to come in and produce. And right now he's not producing. And obviously there are factors, injuries, changing up style of play, getting suited to playing with different wingers, etc. Saka was out, then he's got to play with Madueke, then he's out, and Saka. I get it, fully understand it, and I want Gyokeres to. I was there doing all the celebrations, and I want him to do well. He's got that aura about him that you want him to be the one that gets us to the title, but.
I forgot about that celebration.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
People said it went from that to that. Now we're putting our hands on our head like, oh no, what's happened? Exactly. I just always picture you and Marty running around the corner. You know what I mean? I bet you're wondering why you did that.
Yeah, I do wonder why I've done that night. I mean, Cecil killed me for doing that.
Exactly. So look at the hype when we signed him. We're doing trailers, we're doing everything. And if you come to the point where we're looking at him now and going, we're babying him a bit. We're going, maybe he needs this and maybe he needs that. It's like, no, we are a big club. We've spent a lot of money on you. If another club had done, if a Real Madrid had brought you in and you'd scored 3 goals in that many games, that's it. You're gone next season. They're already looking for someone else. So it will be interesting if we win the league or not. It is a different thing. But if it gets to the end of the season and Kenya said he's only got 10 goals in all comps or something, will Berta, our new director, sit there and go, you know what, that's not good enough. We spent a lot of money. He's 27, 28, he's getting near 30. If we want to recoup any of that money, do we just cut it ties? I think Liverpool with Darwin Núñez, you think they spent a lot of money on him. They still won the league. I think he scored a couple important goals for them as well in that league run. They still said, you know what, you might have got a couple goals here, but we could tell you're not
He
the
had
guy.
3 seasons though, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
He had
I don't
3
think
seasons.
Gyokeres will get.
That's what I'm
he'll
saying.
get more than one.
But you could tell from Núñez from
He played
season
with
1 he
prime
wasn't the
Salah,
guy.
Huh?
He played with like a prime salary.
Exactly,
As well.
but you saw from season 1 Núñez was not the guy. I think
Yeah.
everyone could see that, and I don't want it to be a thing of we sit here and wait 3 years when we can all tell at the end of the season it's not going to work with Gyokeres.
Does he play on Saturday then? Or you?
Yeah, he's got. We've got to play him into form.
to.
We haven't got a choice. Like it's not a point where we've got 6 world-class strikers on the bench that we can just afford for him not to be there because Havertz is coming back, but he's not going to be playing full 90s straight away. Havertz might be back in 2 weeks, but he's not really going to be back for probably another month until he's match fit and ready to do 90 minutes. And Mikel Merino, for all the good he's done, is still not a striker for me in terms of what we want as a big football club that wants to win titles. So we've got to just hope he plays into form. I don't know, he might score a hat-trick in the weekend and kick on and score 100 goals, who knows?
Tell you what, if he doesn't score against Wolves at home,
Yeah, that's a big question.
it's not looking good for him because we know Havertz is nearly back.
Yeah.
Arteta's waxing lyrical about him, and Marino's actually done pretty well up front, and he as well. So
Don't forget Jesus, as you said.
Yeah,
I thought
Jesus.
that was an impressive cameo by him.
was,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
he looks sharp, didn't
He
he?
looks sharp, and like there is that movement with the other players that I think suits as well. Like, you know what I mean? So like they turn around and say, oh, like he got. Sometimes you create your own space and all that by your runs and things like that. Like I don't think he has that sort of mobility like of a Jesus and all that. Like that's my biggest worry for him. Like I don't see. It's like for say someone like I think a prime Jesus or a Havertz will come in and go, right, I want the ball here and I can get this and I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that sort of player that can go, right, I'm going to come here and get this, take on 2 players, and like a Noni done and all that. Like I think he's going to have to rely on service. There is a saying in football, a striker's only as good as his service.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting the service, you're not going to be that good. And I don't think are we playing to his strengths and whatever?
We use that as an excuse though, but then last podcast, what we're talking about, Declan Rice whipping an absolute perfect beauty into the box.
And he's not there.
And no one's there.
Yeah.
And that was a prime, across the 6-yard line, centre-backs looking like this. He just needed to run on and tap that in.
I'm not really against what you're saying, and I actually agree. But if I look at Brentford, for example, that chance where Saka scores, but he should be cutting that back. Like I feel like in almost every game, I'm looking at moments like, you shouldn't have shot there. You should have passed to the striker who's actually in the box. Like, and I do hear what you guys are saying, and I actually agree. But I just don't think we play to his strengths at all. We're looking at someone who loves runs in behind. Do you know what I mean? We don't play any balls over the top to this guy at all. We don't play into his strengths. I just don't. I can't remember one time where I'm like, right, maybe Raya's putting a ball in behind to Gyokeres and he's gone on this run, which he did at Sporting and scored the majority of his goals from. I can't remember a moment like that so far.
It's a great point you make there, because if you go back a couple of seasons ago, I know it's different circumstances, but it ain't in some sort of ways. We'll go to Bournemouth, they give Havertz the penalty, didn't they? So he a few weeks back, he had a chance of the penalty, and that Saka went, no, it's mine, we took it and all that. I weren't against that, but do you think there comes a time if he's your main guy, you've got to give him the goal, because that's what it's all about. And I don't think the players think that is the case at this moment. I don't know.
That's what I agree. I don't know if you remember when we signed Gyokeres and we agreed the deal. There was a video of Lewis Skelly running around the changing room doing the celebration. There's no way them players weren't sat there thinking, oh, we've got a goal scorer here, he's going to come in and tear it up, like we're excited. There's no way that some of them aren't sitting there thinking, is this really the guy we
You know
bought?
what? I genuinely think the manager didn't fully want him.
Yeah.
I think it's clear he wanted Seska.
Yeah.
He wanted a young player that he could rotate, that he could nurture and mould into the kind of player. Plus he was massive, so we put a lot of aerial crosses in.
Yeah.
I think in the end, Berta said, listen, we need to win now. We haven't got time for a project. Let's get a player that we think can do it right now. And I just don't think it's sort of matched yet.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I just think the false 9 is what he's used to.
Do you think also, don't help if you're Gyokeres and you're sitting in your living room watching the telly, like Sky Sports comes on, and Mikel's going, oh, Havertz is on his way back. We've missed him so much, and we got this and we got that. Can't wait to have him back. Do you think that puts a little bit of pressure on
don't think it should.
Yeah.
We're talking about, as Jack said before, he's not 21, he's 27. You've played at the highest level, do you know what I mean? You start for your country, you start for your club. Like, if you're getting afraid, that's one of my things that I had about the whole Sesko thing, because at the time it was, apparently Sesko's not sure he could compete with Havertz. I don't want someone like that in my club. If you're afraid to compete with someone, you're not big enough to be in the squad, or you shouldn't be someone that we're picking. So if Victor Gyokeres, if you're saying that he's maybe fearful of Havertz, that is completely the wrong mindset. You should be going into it like, I scored 102 goals last year. Well, has Havertz done that? That's what he should be going into it, thinking, I scored 102 goals. I won 2 trophies for Sporting. I was one of the top goal scorers in the Champions League. Like, he should be going into this with, I know what my level is. I know that I've got the confidence to do that. Maybe right now I'm not there, but I need to get there. Simple as that. So I can't lie, I don't really want to hear that either. He's not a kid.
Yeah.
No. Do you know what? I still think he's going to come
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I do.
I honestly do. I think it's just going to
him.
take a bit of time.
Yeah.
He's probably scored that goal against Burnley, thought, right, it's happening. Then he's got injured, and then Marino stepped in and started playing well. And he's come back in and it's not clicking. He needs a goal against Wolves.
Yeah, he does.
Off his shin, off his anything.
Yeah.
Just
That's
get a
say
goal.
for them. Say for instance, hypothetically, I know like he'd scored 8 or 9, 10 goals. Then he got injured against Burnley. Do you think he would have come straight back in the team? But you know, like he's had to sort of bide his time really for Marino as well. Like I think if you're the top striker, you come. You know, like, you come straight back in, didn't you?
You do, yeah. I tell you what will be interesting. You said, would we start him? Do you think Mikel will start him against Wolves? Or will he go back to Marino?
Oh, he must, man.
I'd hope so. Like we said, we can sit here and obviously, including myself, like criticise Gyokeres and stuff. But the only way we all want him to score 100 goals for us. Like we all want that to happen, all of us. But it's more the thing of he's not going to get that by sitting on the bench when he's not playing well. It's give him a run. Like you said, he nearly clicked it at Burnley and he got injured. If we can sit here and go, oh, you've played against Club Brugge, you've played against Wolves, and you've played against, I don't know, Everton or something, and you've come away with 0 goals, 0 assists, that's when you go, look, mate, like it's probably best you ride the bench and learn a few things from Havertz and watch him on the pitch. But right now, obviously, even though I'm critical of him, I can't sit here and go, well, he's had a run of 10 games and he's done absolutely nothing. There hasn't that sample of that yet. But I think it's a good, we can't sit here if he goes against Wolves, Club Brugge and Everton or something and does nothing that we can sit here and go, yeah, I'll give him more time. I think he's had the time then. Like we said, he's not 21. It'll be at that point where we go, well, Havertz is back now. I think it is best that he's our second choice striker. Give him the League Cup minutes, League Cup semi-final and stuff like that. But at the same time, I want him to score, man. Like this is the thing. I wanted him.
Like, the celebration.
Yeah, like
it's one of the best of the league.
I wanted him, and I think even when he scored at Leeds, when he got the brace at Leeds, the stadium was buzzing for him. Everyone's doing his celebration. The players are pushing him, doing the celebration with him and stuff. It's like we do want him to do well. It's not a thing where we're all sat here going, oh, I was right, oh, it was always Havertz, or oh, Arteta, you're wrong, you should have got Sesko. And it's none of that. It's more of a thing of like, bro, we had so much faith in this guy and so much trust in this guy to be the one, and he's not repaying that trust right now. But he hasn't had a big enough sample space to do that. But like I was saying, Wolves at home, bottom of the league,
play.
Terrible.
Got to play.
100%.
They've been terrible all season, and even against United, like I know they got the goal, but they could
so bad.
they could have lost 8-9-1.
I mean, did you not see what Rob Edwards said? He said it was like watching a kids match. And he's saying that he's the manager of that. I mean, they've scored. That was their first goal they've scored since October against Man United, and they've not won a single game yet. They're only on 2 points. Like,
Might break the record for lowest points ever in the Prem.
You've got to go there and you've got to beat them well.
We've got to smash them, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got to prove
I
a
think
point.
that we have really. We've got to go and smash them. Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're at home as well, so home record has been decent this season. So yeah, I think it's one of them games. I know we accept a 1-0 at Fulham away as an example. You'd accept something like that. I think Wolves at home, bottom of the league. You know, there's questions on our striker right now. There's the perfect game to go. You shut us all up. There's the perfect game to go score a hat trick and go, oh, see them guys on that podcast. This is for you guys. Like, you know what I mean? You're talking about me as a hat trick, and then we'll sit here and go, you know what? Prove us wrong. Well done,
Ain't it
mate.
crazy? We're in December. Our 2 biggest, most exciting signings. Eze's now on the bench. You're wondering, is he going to get back in the team? And Gyokeres, there's a lot of questions over him.
Well, Eze ain't going to get back in. Odegaard, I thought was okay again yesterday, but you know, he's got to be better than okay. I'm not like, you know, and I'll tell you what, Odegaard will be loving this because like it's all on Gyokeres really, like, you know what I mean. And I felt like yesterday, you know, he done okay. he done okay at Villa Park. I thought he was okay, maybe just a slightly above okay. Weren't man of the match, Martin Keown. By the way.
I did have to disagree with that. I was a bit shocked.
I think everyone did.
Yeah, like, I think like Tillemans was outstanding.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Morgan
Did you see that in-betweeners meme of Martin Odegaard?
Nah,
Of him like shuffling when on this.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's like, put your foot in. He wouldn't put his foot in. So, yeah.
But he needs to, you know, because, you know, like Eze has had a couple of indifferent performances and been left out. And you think to yourself, okay, fair enough, I'll go along with that. But if you're not going to do that with other players as well, the harmony of the team might just start, you know.
Do you know the problem with Eze Odegaard? Because I'm in the camp of I would play Eze ahead of Odegaard. Okay. But the problem you've got is when Eze's bad, he's terrible. Mm-hmm. When Odegaard's bad, at least he puts a shift in. And I think Arteta looks at that and goes, well, at least he's pressing people. Yeah. Where Eze, it looks like he's barely broke a sweat. Yeah. He's just strolling around the pitch. And I think that's what goes against him. When he's good, he's like top quality Eze. But when we saw it against Villa, we saw it in other games. Yeah. I think that's what he's got. Like you said at Palace, he might get away with that.
Well, but I think, you know, you look at Eze, you can say that, but I think Crystal Palace, match-winning performance against Spurs. I haven't seen Odegaard match-winning performances. Certainly at Newcastle we did when he came on. But I want to see some match-winning performances when you go, right, we won that game because of Martin Odegaard. We can say that with Eze on a couple of occasions. Even the game against Man City with the pass to Martinelli, you know, you've got Martin coming in at the moment, like, and I'm fed up with this, like, yeah, he's good at pressing. Like, well, maybe he should have worked at my dry cleaners then. But he's got to be more than just a presser.
I agree with you. For me, I look at Odegaard as a player like 22-23, one of the best attacking midfielders in the league. I think he's getting slightly left behind, if I'm being totally honest. I think sort of with Zinchenko and Jesus, they came in, they were game changers, and then we sort of elevated, and they're obviously probably... I look at Odegaard now. I mean, Odegaard's got no goals this season. He's got 2 assists, 1 in the Prem, 1 in Europe. I know he's been injured as well, but if you was playing against Arsenal, is Odegaard a player that you're going to be like, you've got to stop him? He's a scary player. Keep him off the ball. I don't think Odegaard damages the opposition enough.
Well, he's
drifts to that right-hand side. He links up with Saka all the time. Never really goes to the left. He had a couple good shots against Villa, but I just think... we need more. Every time we play, you go, Odegaard played okay, and I think, well, you're the captain. You're on 200 grand a week.
Yeah, you've got to be more than better. You've got better than that.
You need to win us games sometimes.
I think with Odegaard, for me, it's that his quality is undeniable. He's just too predictable. I know already what every move he's going to do. I already know you're going over to Saka, and I already know you're going to look over to that right-hand side. And it's like, what else do you have in your locker? I know you're so good. I know you have this quality. We've seen it. So why are you predictable in almost every game? And it is kind of frustrating. I think, whereas you look at Eze is an unpredictable player where, like, 1 minute he's just walking around and you're like, but then next minute he's putting an amazing ball over to Martinelli to score an equaliser. Do you know what I mean? He's on the edge of the box for Spurs and he's scoring a hat-trick. Like, I'm looking at Odegaard like, you need to get that unpredictability back in you, because I feel like I know every single move. So probably as a defender in the opposition team, it's like, well, if I just stay by Saka and Odegaard and I do well, then cool, I've done my job against him.
I think that's the perfect point you made, the unpredictability, because let's not forget that is not the season when we had him on loan, but his first actual season for us. It was 22, 23 maybe, or maybe not. I think he's got I think he's up there with like top 3 goal scoring Premier League seasons of all time from midfield. Goals. 15 non-penalty goals in a single season from that same position. That's more than Lampard and Gerrard were getting in them positions. So he's shown he can do it. I remember that. It was that one move. That we talk about predictability. I already know that how many times I can envision it in my head. The right corner of the box, Odegaard here, Saka here, and Timber or Ben White making that overlap run, and then they fluff about of it there. And I've seen that a million times. But I remember in that season, Zinchenko used to come down on the left and cut it back, and we used to call it like the O-zone. It was the Odegaard just next to the penalty spot, and he'd drag it back to him and he'd first time finish it. I think he scored about 8-9 goals, exact same. Chelsea, Wolves.
Man United.
Yeah, and it was always the same. Yeah. And I don't think he scored one of them in 2-3 years. And it's like, where did that go? Like, has that been coached out of him? And then I gave him the excuse of, I don't think Declan Rice is the best at receiving the ball. I don't think he's the best in build-ups. But then we brought in Zubimendi, and I think Zubimendi is almost like doing what Ødegaard's job for him. Like, Ødegaard needs to push up more. He's coming deep to grab the ball and dictate play a bit. But I almost think to him, just leave that to Zubimendi. I think he's shown, whilst Ødegaard's been out, that he's way more capable at doing that than Declan Rice is. So just sort of trust Zubimendi a bit to actually break the lines and get it to Ødegaard in. Because Eze's really good at finding them pocket spaces. He's always floating in the pockets. I think Ødegaard could learn a bit from that. Push up a bit, take a bit more risk. You've got Zubimendi there now. Don't have to have that thought of, but I've got to go help and build up and stuff. And maybe Saliba being out is maybe affected him a bit. He's thought he's had to help with Saliba being out with the build up. But I think finding them pockets more, we'll see a bit more for him. But to be fair to him, he doesn't shy away. I will say that. He might not affect a game every game, but he always wants the ball. He'll take that. He might misplace a pass or do it, but he doesn't shy away. He's always
that's the quality he has.
Do you think he's in our strongest team? Like, if we had a cup final tomorrow, are you picking?
Yeah.
100%.
I think he is.
I think he is Arteta's man. You know what I mean? He's going to live by it.
Yeah.
And you know, listen, I get why he's in the team. I do, you know what I mean? But I just think that at the end of the day, he's got to produce a little bit more. Even yesterday, like, you know, as Kenny saying, he's linking up, playing all that, but he never created nothing, never really looked like scoring. You know what I mean? Like, I actually looked at the game against Leicester. They kept showing this game, the Aston Villa game here like yesterday. And there was one time, it was a lovely little move, which Gyokeres was involved in, by the way, little flick. It comes to him, he got a shot on his right foot if he wants it. He didn't shoot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, cuts inside, then he got it out wide. But, you know, Eze would have had the shot there. He might have won the game. You know, that could be a game-changing moment. I think he's got to add that to his game. Otherwise, I think Eze is going to take his place.
Yeah. I've got a quick question for everyone. Obviously, we've got Wolves next. Out of these three players, who are you starting? Ødegaard, Eze, or Ethan Nwaneri against Wolves?
Well,
Ødegaard for me, I think it's a no-brainer.
Ødegaard will, you know what I mean? I know that you're going to say Eze, but like, I'm going to say with the manager's going to pick Ødegaard.
Yeah, I think we all know it'll be Ødegaard, but like, it's nice you mentioned Nwaneri there, because yet again, last night,
done well when he came on.
Yeah, but
should have started.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Could we have started him with the lack of minutes he's get? And we moan about, like I said, we're moaning about injuries all the time. But are we using our squad well enough? Was last night the game where we could have gone, Nwaneri play, and he could have played in the 10, he could have played on the right, maybe he could have played instead of Zubimendi and trusted the midfielder a bit more. I'm not sure, but it is coming up to January now, and he's played a handful of minutes all season, and that's with injuries as well. We've had Trossard's been out, Saka's been out, Ødegaard's been out, Eze's been out of form, and he's still not seeming to get a chance or looking into a proper chance. Yeah, he might get 5 minutes here or there, but it's to the point where are we stagnating his development a bit? Because last season he came in and got a run, and he filled that Ødegaard void for us just as well, if not better than Eze did when Ødegaard was out this season. And it seems like we just sort of forgot that. And I get we were sort of had no choice last season. This season we've got a bit more of a choice, but I think he was so... We were met, like, maybe not all of us, but I know definitely me. I was looking at him going, is this Yamal? Have we got another Yamal situation here? He's absolutely different mustard. I was thinking he looks better than Saka than when Saka first came in. And I was like, we've really got something. And then all of a sudden it's like, we don't even talk about him anymore. He's not even... when we're doing our lineups, we don't even mention him anymore.
But I thought we'd give a little gentle reminder of what he's about yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I really did. I really did. There was a little reminder there. He sort of come off on the right-hand side. Yeah. And I look at it and I think, he can play in different positions as well. He's just not a number 10. He can play out wide. He played most of his games on the wide right.
Saka was out.
And done really, really well. Listen, I think he's a talent. I think he's just got to be a little bit more patient. But it's going to be hard for him breaking through Ødegaard and also Eze. Like, you know what I mean? Eze, he come on in front of him yesterday. If you want to be a little bit brutal about it, you know. And listen, that's what you've got to do. I know it's hard for him at the moment, but when you come on, you've got to go, right, I've got to show you something. I thought he showed us something yesterday, done really well.
Yeah. Could have scored, actually. A couple of chances.
Got a goalkeeper made 2 good saves on him, didn't he?
Yeah. He's kind of like the forgotten man, isn't he? But it'd be interesting if they loan him out. I mean, I wouldn't like to see him loaned out, but then sitting on the bench for a season ain't going to help him either. But
I think I'd loan him. At this point, I would never want it to loan him. I think even a couple of pods, I think we mentioned it and I said, no, don't loan him. But I think with Havertz coming back, Madueke slowly getting there, is his game time going to be so limited? Obviously, the League Cup will be done by the end of January, February, whatever it is. That will be out the way. Less games. You start going into the harder games of the Champions League. Are we going to play Ranieri in a Champions League quarter-final, semi-final? Probably not. So it's getting to that point of the season where I think, would it benefit him going on loan to another country, a Dortmund or something?
You know what? I'd be a bit selfish, right, for this season, because you look yesterday, we had kids on the bench again. They had more players than us on the bench. We didn't even have the full bench. I'd say, lads, look, until the end of this season, we want too many players, not. So even if that means some games there's 3 lads sitting in the tracksuit, then so be it. Jesus, get all of them.
He will get games, you know what I mean? He'll play against Palace.
Portsmouth as well,
FA Cup. He'll play the 2 Champions League games now, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's 4 or 5 games in the next month. So and state your claim.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I want to big up Marley Salmon as well. He made his
mate, he's done all right when he came on.
Did really well. He's 16 years old. Big moment for him.
16 at centre half. That's
he was on the tour, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I remember. It's quite tall, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's a big moment for him as well and his family. So big him up. Hopefully that's just the Arteta said already that he sees him as the future, and you know it's good to know that we've got these talents in our academy now. That hopefully in a couple of years' time we'll be saying you'll be starting. Do you know what I mean? You're the legacy essentially, which will be.
Even Max is injured now.
Yeah,
man. Not even left school and man's ankle ligaments 2 months.
2 months, man.
That can happen.
In a friendly, it can happen.
The thing is, you know, there's always going to be impact injuries and all that, like, you know what I mean? That's just part and parcel of football. Like, and that's where I think maybe a little bit of protection should have been coming in for him when he's only 15.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see as well with Salmon that in fact he's someone from our academy that's a centre half that looks quite good. It's been a while. I remember always thinking like, what we produce all these youth projects. There's always number 10s, the Thomas Eisfelds and all these guys. And I was Zalalem, remember that him? And I was thinking, when are we going to get a centre half come through the academy? Especially when we're going through the days of Mustafis and all these guys. I was thinking, where are the Hale End centre backs? Like, why are we getting none of these? It's quite nice to have a guy there that, you know, he's probably learning from the 2 best centre backs in the world in training. He's only 16. He could potentially not play for 5 years and still be 21 and coming in as a new young centre back. Him and Mosquera maybe in the future. You know, you got Hincapié is still young. It's nice to see. It's just nice to know that we've got someone there. And I think, like I said, going through years of the centre backs we have had and always seeming to produce number 10s from the academy. It's nice to see. Yeah, we got a decent centre half here who's also going to sit there and learn off Saliba and Gabriel, which you probably can.
It's a shame that we lost that Aiden Heaven, isn't it?
Aiden Heaven,
starting for Man United, and they were raving about him at Arsenal. But obviously he got a big contract and went with Cheetah. So,
it's true, man.
Yeah, you don't want to do the Cheetah. When was the last time he played Cheetah Martin? Who left for game?
Under 21s,
left for game time and stuff.
He's playing under 21s at the moment at Man United. But look, let's get into our predictions. But before we do that, obviously we're still doing our thing with William Hill. You guys still in it?
I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm on it.
There's only one team to go for this week.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. So basically, for anyone who's never played William Hill, you need to get involved already. Basically, every week, just make sure that you pick one team. That team has to win. If you draw, you lose, you are out. Gone. So, but you know what? Big up the William Hill guys, right? Because they've told me the people that are still in it. So in the 500k league, there's 539 people remaining. In the 200k league, there's 194 people remaining. And in the 50k league, there's only 39 people left. So imagine if you can carry on and make it to the end, you get a massive payout.
Yeah, I'm
Do you know what I mean? So look, they're starting a new 20k league, so make sure to get involved in that, guys. I mean, I think it's easy who I'm going with this week.
I'm still in the 200 one, so I know who I'm going for a lot. You know what I mean? So.
What? So when you win that, you got to share that out.
Well, I won 82p. Beat Robbie. 82p, like,
last of the week.
82p, unbelievable. Like, you know what I mean? Thanks to Robbie and his. You know what I mean? Because everybody beat him, didn't he? Like, you know.
Yeah, well, that's
so I've gone for
not hard, is it?
I'm not going to.
Yeah, I think that's
the easiest
fixture because I think the biggest game this weekend is the Timeware Derby.
Yeah.
Not going in.
That'll
not
be
going
a
for that.
game, by the way.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video? I don't know if any of you saw the
guy with the heart.
Have you seen the guy? No, the heart one was good.
That was crazy.
There's the police have been going to do door-to-doors up in Newcastle, and there was a police officer knocked the door. He's like, "Oh, you all right, mate?" He's on the Ring doorbell, and he's like, "Are you going to the derby?" And he's like, "Of course I am, mate." And he's like, just remember, we got to keep it friendly. It's a game of football. He's like, nah, F that. I'm here for a good time. I'll see. He was like, oh, well, you know, you could get in trouble. And he's like, you're going to have to man mark me, officer, if you want to stop me doing any of this. And it's good stuff. I think that'll be a great watch this weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that,
man.
Yeah, that's a proper derby, that as well.
The Prem's missed that game, man. But
Predictions.
But
Wolves.
We
got to let Lee go first.
Oh,
you're top.
It's top of the league first.
Top of the league first. Okay.
None of us got it right.
Well, I'm going to go big. 4-0.
Oh, that's what I was going to
go
4.
You know what? I think it will be big. I'll go 3-0.
You know, annoying.
He's backed me into a corner now because
we're leading the monthly.
Do you know what? I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna go 4. Stick with you, and then I'll get you another.
Get me on the last one.
4-0.
Last one's Aston Villa, so we got like.
We're going to the last game of the month, aren't we?
Yes, which is Aston Villa.
Yeah.
So they'll be trickier to.
So what we got left then? We got
Everton, Palace.
Oh, so still.
Don't we play Aston Villa again at the end of the month?
Yeah,
Or is that in Jan?
I think it's on
Okay.
at the end of the month.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you gone, Jack?
3-0.
You've gone 3-0.
You
You've
two
both gone
4-0.
No pressure. Robbie's currently bottom, so
How many points? How many points?
I think he's about 5 off the top.
yeah. He's not near.
Oh, so
You
it's-
need
Are you
12
doing
from
his
here.
prediction for him?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, just
8-0.
8-0.
1-1.
1-1.
Wolves win.
Man
Yeah.
United can score 4 against Wolves. Like,
Go for it. 5. Go on then.
It could be.
no,
We
yeah,
could
it's not,
smash
it's
them.
not,
We beat
it's no
Leeds.
jeopardy for me. I'm going to say 5-0.
5-0.
I'm happy with that.
It's doable. No, I think that's
Like,
doable.
I'm
I was
looking at
going
it
to go 5. But I think they'll just park the bus away from
But
home, so
I think
maybe.
we'll score 1 and they'll just lose composure.
Maybe. They are actually one of the worst Prem teams I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
I
It
think-
could actually be 5 or 6-0
I think they are.
if we get
So
going.
have we gone too low then?
Maybe, but, you know, I'm just... Yeah,
They make it very, very difficult for us, they will. Like that, I mean, so.
Yeah, it's true.
I think after Rob Edwards' comments as well, I'd be surprised if they came out to
They will
take a
pop the
battering.
bus and
They'll
everything,
take a
won't
1-0 loss at this stage. Just to go, we tried. Look, it's
they
better than
would.
last week.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know, like if you think about it, West Ham and Brentford, who are better than Wolves, have both come here and settled like for a damage limitation.
Limitation, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're happy to get out with losing 2-0. So there you go. We'll have to see. Like, you know. Comments?
Comments.
Gyokeres goal, hopefully.
Let's get the
this-
comments out.
All right, yeah.
Right, I hope none of you got the same comment as me.
Oh, we should have checked.
We should have checked. What
Me and
comment
Lee
you-
had the same comment.
We had the same one.
So if I've got the same comment as you, you just got to take this out.
You
my
go
dad.
first,
It's got
then.
no-
Yeah,
it's got nothing to do with
You
this.
go first.
Okay, this comment is from AFC Kaz, I think. Hey Rob, share the mic, man. 80 possession stats on the mic today, bring in the other panelists. So I hope I held it down today.
Yeah,
Let
no,
everyone else do a bit
listen.
of talking.
Done very well there, like that. I've got Turan Jacob, like, yeah. This imaginary friends of Robbie keep talking to after the games. Our voices just in his head. Like, you know what I mean? He's always got these friends, hasn't he? Like,
Yeah, I was speaking to a friend.
I was
and
speaking
he
to a
said-
friend.
Yeah, speak to a friend.
I was speaking to. He actually goes like, one time he was late and he said I had to drop a friend to the hospital. Then he's got to drop a friend to the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
Got a lot
these
of friends.
friends, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we never see them.
Yeah.
I can confirm those ones were true though.
I can go. Jay Raucus, he's a local commentator, so big up Jay Raucus. Gyokeres has poor movement and first touch. A Timu Nicholas Bentner. He can't find space, slow to every ball. It's not that he gets no service, it's because he's never at the right place at the right time. He's terrible. All these excuses for Gyokeres to stop. It's getting ridiculous. 15 games in, show up or hold bench.
You sure you ain't
There's
got
no
an
need
agenda?
to you for put a comment in on your burner account. You know what I mean?
You just said all that about 20 minutes ago.
Big up Jay
Sort of
Raucus.
like underlined it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
His views here.
You know ball, Jay Raucus.
And then LSA said, shout out man like David Hay every time.
Oh yeah, you are a younger looking.
But my David Hay haircut's gone now.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So
Fresh
can't be no
today.
I
David.
like that one. I can see a resemblance on that. Like,
No,
you
it's
know
just,
what I mean?
I'm getting Arsenal stressing me, man. So, you know what I mean? I had to take it lower.
off.
I told Arteta, you don't win the league, you owe me 8 cameras. $2 grand each.
Do we have voice notes for
Do we
today?
have any voice notes or not? I don't know.
I'm not
No.
Robbie's not here, so
Robbie's
they've
not
left
here,
us,
no,
you know what I mean?
Look,
We're nothing.
guys, make sure you get in your voice notes to these guys every week. Also, just want to say for the William Hill, you have to be 18 plus. Also, make sure you gamble responsibly, as we are doing here. We've all decided to go for Arsenal this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it's a
Easiest bet
no-brainer.
ever,
It has to be.
It has to be.
If we come back, I don't want to come back here next week and say that we got.
Nah.
If we
that would
don't
be
beat Wolves,
insane.
I'm not turning up
that
for
would-
Monday's show. This seat will be empty.
That would be a head loss.
Yeah, no.
That would actually
Whatever happens, Arsenal got to beat Wolves.
Yeah.
no matter what happens. But yeah.
And we've got a week off next week, like, no midweek game.
Yeah.
nice.
Send the
So-
players
so-
away,
so
man. Give them a break.
Give them a couple of days off, go
Yeah.
Christmas shopping and all
That's
that, like.
it,
But
yeah.
basically, get the job done. So that's what I would do if Mickey, I walk into the dressing room, I go, right, beat Wolves today, you got 3 days off. If you're done, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And do you know what?
Right.
City got Palace away.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
easy.
Palace,
Could be a different. Just get our job done.
Just get ours
get
done.
your
Yeah,
work done,
we're
like,
top.
you know.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to add one last message before you go, guys. You'll get angry or not, but we have a message, not a comment, but a message from a Mr. JC, who is
Nice.
Chipmunk's sound
Yeah.
engineer, for you who know Chipmunk.
Yeah.
And he said that I watch this every week. Another great watch. Always loving the works. Big up everyone. I watch every episode so far. Love it. And he just wanted to let us know that he loves the show and he loves all of us. So
yeah.
I thought I'd do that one for you, JC. So thank you for the watching and
thank
big
you
up
very
all the
much.
Tell him he
podcast.
needs to get us in the
that.
studio, man.
That's great.
We need to get Chip on the show,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We heard Lee's Jamaican earlier. Like,
Yeah, he said
Pato.
that Wagwan entry
Yeah.
was good, man.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to
like
get you a
that,
chicken
I mean,
patty
so-
after the show.
Get me our what's it? What they call the sauce you put on it?
Jerk sauce.
The old jerk chicken.
Yeah, there you go.
go.
The jerk chicken and rice for later
There
on,
you
like,
go.
you know what I mean? So there you go.
On a Declan
Leroy.
Rice thing. Yeah,
Leroy.
man.
You know what I mean? Leroy Judges.
Maybe
Leroy
invite my
Judges.
imaginary friends round, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know. And there we go.
Yeah, but look, guys, we've come to the end of the show. Just want to big up everyone. Thank you for making me feel so welcome. I've
Smash
enjoyed
it.
it. It was
Quality,
great.
quality.
Quality.
Top
Good to have a
quality.
good, decent laugh on it.
Our favourite Lyle as always.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up Lee, big up Curtis, big up Jack, big up everyone that's watched. We'll be back after the Wolves game, hopefully with the win. Make sure to get your comments in, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.